in the description down below. But otherwise, let's jump into the routine. So before we start with this one, if you are tight, you're probably going to want to grab a couple of yoga blocks just to aid you with some of the exercises that we're going to be doing. So we're going to start in the old favorite, the 90-90 position. We're going to sit with our legs just outside shoulder width. Arms face behind us. We're just going to drop to the right hand side first, and one leg goes into external rotation, the other goes to internal rotation. Try to keep the torso forward, and then we're just going to swap back to the other side. We're going to do 10 of these just to warm up, just to help warm up the rotation of the hips and kind of get ourselves prepared for this short session. With this routine, we're going to be focusing a lot around this position that I'm in currently. But developing internal external rotation of the hip is really useful for improving hip mobility and also specifically squat flexibility. Today's routine actually is going to focus quite a bit along the strengthening lines. So it's going to be a little bit crampy, a little bit in places, but it's always a good thing. Right, we're going to do one more because I've lost count because I've been talking, and then we're going to stop on the right hand side. So we're going to start in a 90-90 position. So this right leg needs to be open at more than 90 degrees. Back leg, we want the knee in line with the hip, and then the other leg straight. If you're tight, all you're going to do, you're going to grab your yoga block, you're going to place it underneath your hip, and then this means there's less external rotation needed, less internal rotation needed. So find an intensity that is good for you. From here, we're going to lean on forward. We're not going to round on forward. We're going to lean as far as we can. We're going to try and twist those hips, and we come into a stretch. What we're going to do here is we're going to press the knee down into the ground. So I'm going to think about pressing this way for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to try and lift up my knee into my hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now relax. Go a little bit deeper. Same again. Press the knee into the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, twist, sink a little bit deeper. One last one. Press. 2, 3, 4, 5. And lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we should be feeling a stretch in the glute on this right leg. So keep holding that. We're going to come back, sit back out of it, sit back onto those hands. We're going to twist, try and face the torso into this left leg, and you should be feeling a stretch in internal rotation now. So it's going to come down into the side of the hip. Might even feel it on the inside as well. Just going to hold this one for about 20 seconds before we get into the crampy one. So we're going to work on developing internal rotation. Now, a lot of the times internal rotation is tighter than external for a lot of people. And also it's going to vary from side to side. One side might be tighter, one side might be looser. That's all fine. Do an extra rep on the tight side, do an extra set on the tight side. It's all good. Okay, we're going to come back to that 90-90 position. Stay nice and upright. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and lift the foot of that back leg. Now, what we want to avoid doing is trying to come forward loads to lift it. And we also don't want to just lean over to the side. We want to try and stay as upright as possible and try and lift. Even if you just lift it like literally a millimeter off the ground, or just think about trying to lift it, absolutely fine. I'm going to lift 3 reps, 5 seconds. So lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Might feel some cramps in this area, but we just need to continue. 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 seconds rest, and we're just going to do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. If it cramps, it's good. Keep going. The best way to get rid of cramp is to just try and do it harder. Right, we're going to twist back onto that leg, and all we're going to try and do is we're going to open it up as far as we can, but we're going to try and think about not letting this knee, this one, come off the ground. So you're going to try and pin that to the ground, lift and twist as far as you can, drop it back to the center. 10 of these. Squeeze the glutes to really try and open the hips. If you lean back a bit, it should make this drill a little bit easier, but it's still going to be kind of pinchy in the hips. So 10 in total. I think we're on this, going to be the 6th one. A couple second pause at the top. Last one. Pause. Come back into that middle position. We're going to switch around. We're going to go over to that left leg now. Again, same difference. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Going to twist on over onto this front leg. And we're going to come into a nice stretch. Again, chest upright. Tilt the pelvis. I'm going to press that knee down into the ground. For 5. And then we're going to try and lift up into the hand. So lift, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go a bit deeper in. Press into the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. And lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. And last one. We're going to press. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Lovely. Nice stretch over that glute of that left leg. And come back up. Get a twist and lean back and chill before we then get into the cramp exercise for the right hand side. While we're here for these 20 seconds, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'd highly appreciate that one. And also, if you're enjoying it, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Right, now we move on to the cramps. So we're going to turn back into that left leg. Maximum effort, going to try and lift that right foot up, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we can relax. This is when you're going to discover whether one is tighter than the other. Again, we're going to lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to go down. And we're going to do one last one. So lift, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is our 5. And we're then going to come back onto the back. And we're going to twist. Really try to keep that knee pinned down and open this one as far as you can. 10 of these again. So keep going with this one. 4. Should get a nice little bit of a glute burn going on as well, potentially. Last one after this. I come now into just a 90-90 just to shake things off a second whilst we've done that first. Sorry, I say a 90-90, tailor pose, butterfly pose. You can grab your feet as well. Use the elbows to push on out to either side. And then just relax for a second before we jump into the next portion. All right, so from here, we're gonna jump up into a squat. Just gonna shift over to the right-hand side of the mat, and we're gonna let our foot shift out. We're gonna drop back into a Cossack squat. Now, if you can't sit in a Cossack squat for whatever reason it is, next best option, grab onto an anchor point in front of you. So grab a chair, grab something that is gonna be able to hold you in this position. Pause this video while you do that, and then we can continue. We're gonna sit just for 10 seconds. We're gonna try and think about pushing this right knee out, opening up the hips, just sitting in that position. And then we're simply going to move, keeping the hips as low as we can down to the ground to the opposite leg. Let the foot turn up at the bottom, and we're just gonna pause in this position. We're gonna go back and forth 10 times. That is the goal. So, I'm gonna shift, keep those hips nice and low, down into that Cossack squat, hold, and I'm gonna shift back. So the idea is to keep these hips super low to the ground the entire time. That's the challenge. Again, if you're doing this with an anchor point, you'll be able to do it absolutely fine. So 10 in total. We've now done 4, 5, 8. Last one each side. 10. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back to that right hand side, and from here, we're just gonna twist around 90 degrees to the right hand side. And then we're going to basically be in a lunge position. So we're going to have a little stretch over this hip flexor. All we're going to do here is we're going to let that right hip hang out. We're just going to go down as low as we can go. So ideally onto our elbows. I'm going to hold this position. I'm going to try and rock back and forward. You can feel out the stretch a bit. You just let that hip hang out on this side. Feel a bit of stretch in the glutes, the adductors, and just generally chill out. From here, we're going to do 5 rotations. So we're going to reach nice and high to the sky, come back. Again, reach. Just 5 on these of each side. That's 1. Lovely. Come back up into our lunge, twist, Cossack squat, other side, twist into that hip flexor position. Again, let the hip hang out, let this one go to the side, feel that stretch over the hip as well. And we come down to that low position again. We can just feel this one out and chill here for a second. Again, we're going to do some twists. So reach up to the sky, come it down, reach. 5 of these. Last one, 5. Come back up. And we're going to go into a pancake position. So we're going to keep our straddle, keep feet together, legs locked. Just going to let gravity do its work and pull us down into that pancake position. So if you want to, you can think about here, trying to use the hip flexors to pull you deeper into that stretch position. So again, we're just going to chill out here. Feel the stretch, go down as far as you can. If it's just the elbows, if you're up here, all is absolutely fine. We're just looking for a stretch on the hamstrings and into our hips. So again, we can just chill out, hold this position for about 10, 15, 20 seconds. And then from here, I'm just going to walk those feet in, and I'm going to finish up in a squat position. And that is basically it for this squat routine. As I've already said, if you enjoyed this one, hit the thumbs up button, leave a like down below. Also, let me know your thoughts on this follow along routine with a comment in the comment section. While you're down there, you can also hit that subscribe button if you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe and not miss out on any more future videos. But that has basically been it for this week, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a strong week and peace.